Sinbone reporting in, and here's some commentary that I've been... I guess I just stormed up in my head recently after just that, like, I finally watched the, second Civil War trailer. It looks promising. Now I'm gonna be talking about now. Obviously, I'm gonna be like repeating like maybe a few things that I've been seeing here and there, or even titles for videos on YouTube lately talking about Civil War. And also, well, and first off, yes, probably was a fourth wall break with Spidey talking to the audience. that was actually like I think an article I saw somewhere, or maybe a video title where they like asked that question. I think it is. I mean, you know, like, and although in another case, of course, can, you know, sometimes people do like a, you know, mishmash audio with a clip that doesn't actually that does not happen at the same time in the actual film, but they do in the trailer. So that could be another thing, but still more or less a fourth wall break. I think it is. In a meta kind of way, just like both here and there. So everyone. Also, oddly, this was actually a This was actually a picture I saw on Facebook. You know, I don't know why, but something about where people some people are not liking the new Spidey costume, and then the picture points out that the same costume was in the comic. And now, okay, first off, I have no problem with it. I mean, so far it just looks a little more, comparing to the other Spider-Man outfits, like this one, well, the other two seemed a little more emphasized on the ridges, or whatever the black webbing part, decals that are on the suit. This one just seems a little more rounded? I don't know. And as for the eyes, which is probably the reason why why there may be some people who may not like it, well, even though that seems to be a thing, and I honestly can't think of how that can be realistically done, and by that I mean like, like squint when your own eyes squint. I mean, like, that would be like, some unnecessary computer handling if the Spidey suit has like some kind of techno inside of it, and really we're used to it being just nothing but latex, no techno. But I'm going to put out an upside, a positive, on the Spidey suit being able to squint. I think it'll be able to show Spider-Man expressions. I mean, I don't remember too much from any of the TV shows, even though I grew up watching the 90s adaptation. But I do see this on maybe the 60s, 80s, 70s Spider-Man memes, like the ones like saying like, oh, this gave me cancer, or just those Spider-Man memes or whatever, where it looks like he's having an expression. So maybe here they'll be able to do that. I mean, because because the other Spider-Man outfit, the last two Spider-Man outfits from the first two iterations, we could only see them talk, but we don't see their expressions unless they take off the mask, which I kind of want to say maybe that's the one reason why on occasion they took off their masks for one example, during the climax of each film, just so then we can have the facial expressions of Peter Parker, because if he has a Spider-Man mask, nothing's gonna happen, which of course is the realistic version, but here, well, even though it doesn't show the realistic, other than just being it, sort of just like eyelid lens, we'll be able to get to know, we'll be able to see his expressions, because like everybody else, we know what they're, like, we get to see everybody else's expressions who are on the Avengers. The only ones who we can't know, who we wouldn't know, is just only Iron Man, War Machine, and I guess to the new iteration, and to the new man, Black Panther. Although with I don't know what they're gonna do with Black Panther, but I do know that. But when they do want to go with facial expressions, of course, they actually, they don't always have to stay with Iron Man and War Machine's armor face. They can cut to their actual faces. So, okay, those are some of my thoughts. Here, come on. Here, Polly. Sorry. Kitty! Sorry, she came. Boy. Hello, Polly. Polly cat. Sorry. Okay. But yeah, Black Panther. So I don't know. So okay, right now I don't know if Black Panther has a battle is has something similar to a Iron Man suit, but or if it's gonna just be, or if we're not gonna get to see Black Panther's face at all while in the mask and outfit, but. Yeah, we'll get to some mild, but with Spider-Man, we'll be able to have some mild expressions. So that's enough for me. Because we'll get. Let's see. Although I do wish that I had gotten, I also say with Spider-Man saying that and then cut out, that made me chuckle. I kind of wish I saw it before I saw all the news feeds on it. Another thing. Where's the... No alcohols. No alcohol. Okay, mixing Code Red and Coke Cherry Zero makes your soda look amber. Anyways, now, another commentary I've been hearing is that, the big, well, at this point, I don't think it is the climax, where they have both Team Iron Man and Team Captain America face off. I do not believe that to be the climax at this point, because for one thing, if we're aware, as you should be aware, especially by this point, if you're watching this commentary video, Rhodey War Machine gets injured. Don't know how badly. All in all, so far, it's only damage in the chest and nosebleed. But I'm looking at Iron Man, whole Rhodey on the ground, and in the background, I see what I presume to be the airport. So. Honestly, I'm thinking that that Team Cap versus Iron Man are going to be maybe like somewhere in the middle, I guess, or maybe some point during the second half. But no, the real climax will be Captain America teamed up with, I forget his name, the Winter Soldier versus Iron Man. That's what I believe to be the ultimate climax, or whatever, for this film. It's gonna be 2 hours, like, how long is it gonna be, 2 hours? No, this is gonna be packed. It has to be. I mean, like, and I don't know what. Okay, I can't say what I know what what Captain America was like before the Marvel Universe, or Marvel Cinematic Universe, but with what they've been doing with him, they've kind of been having him be, I want to say, a type of morale. I mean, like, I don't know, like, I don't have much commentary on his first film, but at least with the second film, his second film, The Winter Soldier, it was, like, to my knowledge, they had him pretty much outright, talk about, like, don't believe, like, you can believe in a system, but if the system is going against, well, I don't know, mankind's freedom, or, going against morale, and just only doing it and just going to the extremes just to root out something, I don't know, whatever the Winter Soldier's point was. Like, it's like saying that kind of stuff, and I want to say that, also reflects on, like, more or less, it has some reflection on society, I suppose. I wish I could explain it, I just know it does. And then with this one, well, I didn't realize this until, like, here, like, because, because you see, like, Captain America, like, okay, the Avengers need to be checked because of casualties and the chaos ensuing, because, well, we're saving the world, but while we're saving the world, we're causing mass destructions in 3 different locations, or whatever. I mean, like, okay, alright, yeah, they point out, first Avengers movie, okay, New York, Washington, Winter Soldier, and then the recent Avengers movie, Moscow? No, whatever that European Russian country is, or whatever, but town. Okay, sure, yeah, those things were happening, but, and here's the thing, I don't know where, we'll just say the military wants to go with this, but, like, yeah, sure, don't cause mass destruction, you're scaring people, but here's the problem. It's not the hero's fault, and Tony Stark, I love ya, and I'm referring to the character, not Robert Downey, not Robert Downey Jr., but right now, not talking to Robert Downey Jr., I'm talking to the character Tony Stark. Tony? I can understand that you need to be checked. I can understand that you want that, but here's the problem, alright? Like, with what information that I know of, you're getting... It's not your fault that you guys are facing villains who are causing the destruction, and yet you're the one who's you're trying to make you're preventing the mess from becoming a disaster. So, it's not your fault, yet the military thinks it is your fault. So, Tony, what? So, I mean, come on. It's like, I hate it when people, I hate it when people get blamed for something when they have no control over it, and yet, I think the Hulk military guy is pretty much saying that is saying that to the Avengers, so, like, what is going on? And what is the... I mean, like, and for Team Captain America, what is your confliction, your conviction, whatever the agent guy said, for, being in check? I mean, like, right now, the Winter Soldier, like, the only thing, first reason for the movie here, other than being, is just only that, oh, hey, the Winter Soldier's out on the loose, and, we want to bring him to justice. Instead of, oh, let him be because he's not doing any harm anymore, presumably. And I still don't know where it's supposed to go. I mean, like, the only thing I know what the Civil War was about, because I don't know, read a backstory on, or heard a backstory on the Desk of Death battle for Spider-Man, was something that the Civil War had something to do with, like, you know, like, of all superheroes should have their identities known, even the ones who want to keep it secret, because identity. But here, okay, it's not doing that. I mean, like, pretty much everybody is out in the open. We know who everybody is, so we don't know, and I can't think of anybody who has a secret identity. Or just they wouldn't, like, you know, and, but right now, it's just something, like, about, like, you know, whether doing the right thing in the right way, or doing the right thing, but with, or, like, I don't know, like, what's the problem here? Like, is it about, like, doing the right thing for the right reasons, or, no, doing the right thing in a proper way, or doing the right thing in, I don't know. And I want to know, what's the issue here for this movie? Not the iteration that, or whatever they had in the comics, but no, right here, like, is it, like, you know, like, the superhero is supposed to save the day, but, and, like, what are they supposed to do if something gets out of hand? And yet, I mean, like, I'm hoping our higher-ups in the film will explain on what is a superhero supposed to do if a point gets down to mass destruction around an entire town or something, when the hero has no control over it, and they're not the ones who want the destruction. The bad guys are the ones who cause it. I mean, like, what is the superhero supposed to do? I mean, like, sure, like, there's a thing like, oh, hey, I can, I mean, like, you know, I mean, like, you know, it's like, oh, I want you to do the right thing, but you have to do it in a certain procedure. Don't do it in the just blunt force and just blunt way. Is that what the issue is? And here's another thing, which is something that I learned recently. Something about in films, or films and shows, that they often have, let's see, like, for an example, like, something about, like, having good guy armies charging in from the left of the screen, with bad guy army charging in from the right. You know, and then the climax point of boom. But is that a rule that is always used? I mean, like, I only like, somebody on a Screen Rant video pointed this out with Star Wars: The Clone Wars, or no, Star Wars: Attack of the Clones, and it was supposed to be, you know, well, or just they explained it, and, you know, that other films did that, but with Attack of the Clones, it was supposed to be a foreshadowing of what the clone troopers will become. Stormtroopers. But here, they did that, you know, and, well, since that this is not an Avengers movie, that this is actually a Captain America film, which is another thing that's been discussed. Captain America is supposed to be a protagonist, and I presume, so, and, you know, the hero of the story, even though they have members of the Avengers on the team. But Captain America's team is charging in from the right. So, if he's charging in from over here... Wait. Mirror. So if he's charging in from over here... And Tony's team's over here, and Tony's supposed to be kind of is more or less the antagonist around this time for this film, or at least the roadblock for Captain America. Are they using that left-right film army thing? Or what? I mean, like, is Tony in the right or is Tony in the wrong? I'm actually curious about that. I mean, like, so far, I feel like that Tony's just being agreeable right now, which isn't something he does. He doesn't just agree with the higher-ups. He's usually rebellious against the higher-up person. Or to somebody who's giving him orders. By the way, I think the only reason why the Mystic Man, or whoever used to be, who was Jarvis turned into? Whoever this guy is. The only reason why I think he's on Team Tony is only because just so then Scarlet Witch has an adversary and an equal. That's the only reason why I think he is on Team Tony. By the way, so those are my thoughts on this. I'll definitely be seeing that movie on premiere night. Will I review it? Hopefully. I don't see why not. I'll try to spare some time for a review. But in the meantime, please subscribe to me. In the meantime, please subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Comment below, to see if I have any. Comment below. Talk about any thoughts you have for the film to come in May. Until then, Vinthon reporting out.